Yeah, I'm almost done. So I'm gonna start off by showing you once again the logo for the ultra marathon. It's not a regular goat, as you can see. This one's a fucking Chingon one. And then the back, this is my gym, Trail Madness. All right, so I wanted to start by saying, how many of you have done an actual full marathon, or how many of you have done a ultra marathon? And then I know that for most of you, you guys know what the distance are, but half marathons 13.1 miles, full marathon 26.2 miles, and then an ultra marathon basically is anything over 26.2. So if it's 27 miles, that's an ultra marathon. 27, 28. So, but for all purposes, for our ultra marathon, it has to be a minimum of 30 miles at the very least. You could do anything more than that. I was thinking maybe for our team, myself, Junior, and the rest of the crew, we probably try to do 50 miles, but then a 50 miler, that's like another level, like another race, right? So we probably won't do that. We'll stick with the 30 miles. What's up, Ryan? Hope you're doing well, brother. And make sure you join us. Remember this? It's finally gonna go down. So, can I speak? I'm gonna save this video, and I'm also gonna email it to people that are already registered for the half marathon. But as far as how to prepare for it, sometimes people make it more complicated than it is. Like anything else, if you want to become a better runner, guess what? Run more. But of course, there's your mechanics, your techniques, taking care of your body, all of that counts. Otherwise, you'll get injured. But it's not that hard, man. Like you could literally Google like full marathon running schedule, and in seconds you'll find so many different, like, you know, literally like the schedules, like how many miles to run each week, each day, that will eventually build up to the distance. And in reality, you never really in training hit the distances, except I kind of do things a little different. Like when I did my first when I did my half Ironman, I actually did the half Ironman distance, which is 1.2 mile swim, 56-mile bike, and half marathon at the lake. I did it a couple of times before I went to Arizona to do the full thing. That's not what's recommended, and I'm not here to coach you through it, but we are here to support you and basically give you a little kick in the ass to get you to push yourself to the next level. So the way we're setting this up is gonna be in February, and the cool thing with this virtual stuff is that there's some flexibility to it, meaning that you don't have to run it on February the 14th, that Sunday. You pretty much anywhere around that time. So in February, we're gonna start you off with the half marathon, and then if that's what you want to do, that's fine. But again, what we're trying to do, what we're trying to encourage you, is that you have a full year of events that you could already be signed up for it. And honestly, for a fraction of what you normally pay for an event, an ultra marathon by itself, just to get an idea, anything from $150 to, once you get into the 50 milers and up, I mean, you're talking about $200-300 for just that one race. But obviously, if you're doing it in person, there's a lot of more expenses with the venue and all of that. So the cool thing with the virtual is that it is much less costly for you and then for myself, but you could also make it as fun as you want to make it. My idea is that by November, I'm hoping that you know, that things are much better when it comes to the pandemic. So it's not going to be an in-person at the lake, but as far as how many people can run with me and the rest of my team at the lake, and I'll put out a date when we're planning to do it. It just depends how things are at that time, but I will run my ultra marathon at the lake, and hopefully, you know, I could do it with a group of 5, 10, and if things are really much better with the vaccine and things like that, and we're allowed to have bigger group, then I'll invite more of you guys. But again, going back, you run your half marathon in February, then you go into May to do your full marathon. It's at the end of May for Memorial Day. So it gives you enough time to be putting in the runs. And I already see a lot of you guys that are putting in the mileage that requires for you to actually do the marathon. Not just finish it, but to do it well and healthy, meaning not getting injured and all of that. So then you go from the end of the May You got all the way until November, and literally anywhere, anytime during November, you can do the ultra marathon, and so you have plenty of time. And then the cool thing is that the November ultra marathon that's going to serve as our 7 year anniversary. So that's going to be pretty cool. But then again, for most people, just thinking of even a half marathon, if you've never done one, it could be a little intimidating. So then when you think about a marathon, you're like, oh shit. And then you think about a ultra marathon, 30 miles, and the list goes on. Honestly, the way I see it, and anything that I say here, I'm not a running coach or nothing like that. It's just based on my personal experience. If you were to go back to, when I have shared my pictures when I was 230 pounds, 33% body fat. Yeah, at that time I probably couldn't do any of what I can do now. But it wasn't really. Once I lost that weight, I dropped like 40 pounds. But it wasn't that I was, slimmer, that I was in better shape, that allowed me to do all the races that I've done. Some of you just started following me on social media. But over the years, for the past 7 years, I've done quite a bit of things that I never thought I could, from doing Spartan races with all their different distances, from a sprint to their Ultra Beast, which is over 30 miles, to doing their endurance event, the Agogi, which was 60 hours. Then moving on to doing a half Ironman. But the point is that all of those, the one thing I can tell you is that it just truly is mentally. Mentally is the biggest block, because some people, they're going to see this post and they're right away going to say, oh, ultra marathon, I can never do that. I can't do that. And then you could have injuries in different things, so I'm not going to completely generalize and say, oh yeah, you're just scared, you don't want to do it. And it's not to push people to do something they don't want to do. Fuck, if you don't ever want to do anything like this, that's fine. I mean, if you're into Zumba, CrossFit, whatever that you're into, that's fine. My job and what Machete Man is all about is providing the tools, providing products and events that are gonna, push you to the next level for the things that we do. So with that said, I'll give you a perfect example again. Last year, after doing the half Ironman in November, my friends not convinced me, but basically Miriam bugged me to do another ultra. I did the Ultra Beast at Los Olivos. Turned around right after, and exactly a year ago, we went to Catalina to do 50 miler. And I have to tell you, just so I don't know if you've never done it, or if you don't know much about ultra running, what's your perception of how it is? If you imagine someone just fucking killing it, running the whole time, that's not how it is. Most of the fucking people, there's a lot of, except for your elite ultra runners, and even those, depends on the terrain. There's a lot of walking, there's a lot of hiking involved. So it's not like that. And it was probably one of the most challenging things physically. 50 miles is, we went from one side of Catalina Island to from Avalon to, I don't even know the names of the specific spots, but anyway, we go from one side of Catalina to the other end and back, and that was 50 milers. And it was a lot of us, a lot of my friends, Franco, Mark Montano, there was a lot of us that did it, but for the most part, me and Mark, we ran it together, and along the way with other people. But man, we felt really good, and the thing about it, if you know Ironman, Mark is in another level, but we were able to do it together pretty good. I was a little reckless on the downhills. I don't know, for whatever reason, I could just smash down the downhills, but Mark is a fucking goat when it comes to climbing, so it was like a balance where he was trying to take care of his knees down the hills, and I was just like fucking booking it. But then on the climbs, man, he's a fucking beast. So I think up to 30 miles, we were pretty solid, and well ahead of the cutoff times and all of that. Then after that, I think from mile 40 to 50, it became like we met up with a couple other friends that were running alongside with us. We did shed a lot of walking to finish, but we were, like I said, ahead of the cutoff time. We did it, finished together, and right after that, we were all pumped. I was ready to sign up for the Javelina 100 that my friend Jesse out of Vegas was trying to convince me to do, and I was gonna do it because it would have been at the end of this past year, 100 miler, and I'll probably do it at one point. But my point is this, that anyone out there watching this, you can do any distance. If you just want to do the half marathon, that's cool. You could sign up for that. If you want to do our marathon, you could sign up for that. Ultra Beast, not the Ultra Beast, the Ultra in November, or to make it even better for you and save yourself 15% on registration, you could sign up for all three of them. And once you're already signed up, then you basically get committed to doing it. And I'll hold you accountable, believe me, because you'll sign up for it. So, but it's just, again, it's not to convince anyone to do the distance, because at one point, once you start hitting those longer distances, like I said, the 26 miles, the 30, 40, 50 miles, if the real suck kicks in, you know. But if I could share like what the feeling is of knowing that you were able to do it, it affects your life in many other ways besides just earning a shirt, a patch, you know, or saying that you did it. It goes beyond that, because it really confirms or proves, in case you didn't believe it yourself, that you can do anything, that anything truly is possible, and that all it is stopping you from that, outside of any physical, and even that, I mean, you have people that have impairments, that they have different conditions, that they have injuries that are just not going to go away, and still getting shit done. So in all honesty, like, anyone can do, if you really want to do it. So now there's truly no excuses. You have an entire year, and if you commit now, you're basically, you know, your first goal is going to be, okay, I'm going to get the half marathon done. Then you have 3 months to continue running and see how you felt from the half marathon, to build up to the marathon. And again, it's not completely, you're going to run the whole thing. There's a lot of walking involved once you get into the longer distances. But again, you're done with May, you did your marathon, you got 3 months, potentially almost 4 months to prepare for the ultra. So hopefully all of this stuff that we're doing, it is truly creating an outlet, something for you guys to look forward to. So it's not just like, oh, you know, everything's shut down, we can't do anything. You could still do, I mean, you could still stay in shape. But I get it. Sometimes a lot of people, they find it hard to stay motivated. And like I talked in other videos, for me, anytime I watched, let me say hi, what's up to everyone. Johnny, Rude, Lori, the usual suspects, Jeremiah, what's up, brother? Freddy, what's up, primo? Gustavo, there's a lot of you. Diego. By the way, for example, Diego, drop a comment, brother, and let him know how long do you know me for. We never met in person, but like Diego Cortez, he lives in he's in Florida, and over the years, I think he first found us on the Machete 30 group, which is, if you're not in it, go ahead and send us a request. You could easily find it. You just, you know, go on Facebook and search Machete 30, like the hashtag, and you'll see the group, and then we'll allow you to be in the group, I guess. And I say allow you because it is a closed group, and then if you're just not a positive person, and if you're just there to criticize or talk shit, we'll kick you the fuck out in a nice way. So, but we don't have people like that anyways. But that's where Diego, I believe that's where he found us. So, and it's been probably like 4 or 5 years. And so through all these years, the cool thing with the virtual race is that he always talked about hopefully coming out here and doing one of our events. And then now that we had the virtual ones, he finally actually was part of one of our events. He did the virtual race. I believe he did the one in November, and then from there on the one we did in December, his wife joined in and with their little one. And so that's fucking awesome when you can connect with people that are nowhere near you, literally on the other coast, and they're still able to join you. So that's pretty fucking awesome. Other than that, I don't know what else to add. The whole point of this video is to let you know that I'm no athlete. I'm no I don't consider myself a runner, because I haven't even run since probably the last time I went to Mexico in November. Maybe, and that was probably a couple of runs that I did, but consistently run, I haven't been running. But I feel pretty good. I'm in good shape because I try to keep my lifestyle active, where I'm doing things all the time, from paddleboarding to hiking to doing some running here and there, working out. But I don't work out twice a day anymore. It's just it's just staying active. That's all it is. But again, my point is nothing special about me when it comes to an athlete. I'm not that fast. For some, they might think I'm fast. You know, I'll tell you, like, time wise, I'm not. How long did that take me to do the Ultra Beast in December? I think I did it in about 9 hours, which it was 30 miles in 9 hours. A lot of people, it takes them 11 hours, even 12 hours, 13 hours to do an Ultra Beast. your elite, man, they're probably running it in 6, 7 hours. But again, I'm not the slowest, I'm not the fastest, and I still say I'm not a runner, but I could pretty much get shit done. A triathlete. I mean, I did a signed up for an Ironman before I even did any triathlons. So you are who you want to be. You don't have to be labeled anything, but truly, if you want to get shit done, you get it done. Yeah, 2017. He said a friend told me about me, and he watched your videos, bro. Yeah, I remember, man. Let's see, mi mentalidad es la que tengo que cambiar. Empiezo con todas las baterías, luego se apagan. And that's from Yvonne Montano. Well, when it comes to that, yeah, like I talked about it earlier, when it comes to all in your mental, but it's for how long do you want to let that stop you from doing anything? And like I said, I mean, you don't have to do anything that we do. You don't have to do any other races, but that's what we do. We're into fitness. We're into living a active lifestyle, and we're Machete Madness, from our endurance events to our overnight crazy shit that we do, to trail races, to just anything of our events is that's what we do. That's our way of providing an outlet for a healthier lifestyle, for mental to get through. It's like I said, it's been a tough year, so anything that you can do to stay healthy, not just physically but mentally. And I love watching your videos. Thank you, Vaughn. Yeah, like I said, let me read a couple of comments. Tell me about you and let's see, Beast. Dave, what's up, Loki? By the way, I don't know if Dave, he has his profile private or public, but follow Dave, man. Him and his girl, they're crazy. Dave did what was the name of the race you did, Dave? The 100 miler, I believe it was the Orcas. Set that distance, we'll take care of business. Yeah, Dave, my friend Dave, and his girl. Well, Dave did, I believe it was the Orcas, up in Washington. It's probably a couple years ago, right, bro? 100 miles. Not a lot of people finish those, but again, it's just a mental thing, because you could go and run a 5K and just red line and just push yourself hard as fuck, and it'd be like, oh my god, like you want to puke if you really push yourself, right? Then you're gonna do a half marathon, a marathon, and then you're thinking you're a badass, you did a marathon, right? Then there's people running an ultra marathon, and then there's those running 50 milers, and then there's crazy people like Dave that had run 100 milers, and it just goes on and on. David Goggins, Courtney, what's her last name? Courtney, she's a badass. They do like those fucking Moab 240 mile races. So sky's the limit. The things that the human body can do is fucking, there's no limit to what we can do. Orcas 2018. Yeah, man, I remember watching hi Araceli. ¿Quién es más aquí? Yeah, I remember for the ultra, how many miles? The cool thing with well, obviously not for the half marathon, you have to do 13.1. That's just no way around it. That's a half marathon. The marathon, same thing. 26.2, you got to get that done. So that's your half and your full marathon. But for the ultra, anything over 26.2, that's considered an ultra marathon. But we are Machete Madness, and nothing about Machete Madness sounds like a fucking color run. Nothing against a color run. That was my first race ever. But I will say, anyone that wants to do our ultra marathon and earn, and it's not going to be a finisher t-shirt, it's actually going to be a windbreaker that is going to have this logo. So for the ultra Machete Madness, to earn it, 30 miles. You got to get the 30 miles. If you want to do 35, 40, that's as much punishment as you want to have. But yeah, that's kind of like the distances that we're going to set. And depends on how things are, I'm going to run it along with some of my closest friends at the lake. It's not going to be an official race, because for that, like, obviously you need permits and all that. It would just be a small group of us. But if you plan, we'll probably set up a couple of small group runs in the upcoming months, and then finish off in November with running the ultra at the lake. But again, it won't be an official in-person event with the finisher line and all that. I don't know that. I don't want to open up restriction for things like that, and then for people to get canceled. I'm not going to do that until we're able to. Now, once everything is we're back to business and things are cool. Like as far as getting big groups like that, 100, 150 people. Every race that we've been doing virtually, from the Machete class, the half marathon, the Memorial Day marathon, and the ultra, all of those will be in person, but we will still keep the virtual open so that people have that option going forward. And then right now, I'm trying to teach my kids how to set these things up, how to run it, because what we're doing for me, for Machete Madness, is my legacy, our legacy. Anyone that has done Machete Madness, we don't just want something to be cool for a couple years and it's like, oh yeah, I remember that shit. Like, no, this is gonna go forward for generations, and that's my vision, and I know it's gonna happen. I know my kids have seen everything that I done. They met a lot of you guys that are fucking inspiring, and with people like that, there's no doubt about it that it will keep going, you know. We are submitting the times to you. Okay, so as far as the timing, it's not gonna be like I said. I mean, the one thing that sometimes you see even in races in person, you have people saying, "Oh, that person cut the course. That person's cheating." Blah, blah, blah. When it comes to the time, honestly, the time is not that important in this scenario. It is your own personally. So when you create your post, so what we're trying to do is like, let's say you go and you do your half marathon. You make it whatever you want. You could put a finisher ribbon in your house, or if you rent it at a trail, you could make it. It is your race, so you could run your half marathon can be in Yosemite for all that purposes if you can get yourself there. So you make that race whatever you want to make it, and it could be as epic as it is. You could do your marathon at the beach, and you did a marathon at the beach. So then when you post your stuff, it's like your pictures, your videos. You could put a screenshot of if you're using Garmin, if you're using Nike Run, any of those, you put it out there. But there's no way for me, if it's not something in person, yes, people can submit, but I'm not going to sit there and try to verify people's time, because it is kind of irrelevant for my purposes. Or what I'm trying to do is to just motivate people to get out there. But for some are very competitive, and yeah, if people want to keep track of that, just like I said, when you do your post, you could put your time, your distance, and how long it took you. And that's be cool, because it gives people an idea to be like, because I repost, if you tag me on social media, on the story on Instagram, I'll repost everyone's stuff so people could see and get an idea. And if they're competitive, they could be like, oh, I know that guy, I know Junior Chavez, he's a pretty badass, but damn, I beat his ass. You know, I'll put my time up, and then you'll be like, damn, I beat Machete, he sucks. So it is, as far as the times, you're welcome to obviously share everything, but again, it's the purpose of all this is for you, what you're gonna get out of the race. Nobody else, aside from all the people that you will inspire, because anyone seeing you doing your thing, sometimes I see you guys that will post something and say like, oh, you know, there's a lot of people out there that are probably tired of my post, and they probably get tired of me posting all this fitness stuff. I will say this, and I don't apologize for it. Who gives a fuck really about what anybody else thinks? You know, you're doing it for yourself, and you're doing it for those that do welcome the motivation. And when you say inspiring others, it's not that difficult. I mean, and it's not to sit there like, oh, I have to do this because I want to inspire people. That's freaking awesome. But your actions alone inspire others. So that's my 2 cents about that. Be safe. God bless. Time to grind. Like the Mocajete. Hell yeah. Where's my Mocajete? Oh, I don't have the sticker here. I have it somewhere. Oh yeah. Check this out. Okay, good morning. Rise and grind. Where's the thing? That's the Mocajete right there. Oh no, you're supposed to click on this. Oh, there you go. There's the Mocajete. Grinding harder than a motherfucking Mocajete. Alright guys, I gotta eat my lunch. Oh, a quick thing too. Sometimes people ask about nutrition and all that shit. Check this out. So Sunday, my sister picked up some stuff from me from Costco. All it was some brown rice with quinoa, and I'll show you how it is. Just a little pack. Give me a second. Here we go. Oh, and I'll show you the vegetables. Hold on. It took me probably 20 minutes to prepare a couple meals for lunch. So a bag of frozen vegetables from Costco. All I did is put it in a pan. I mixed up the vegetables with this. It's called Seeds of Change. It's quinoa and brown rice. Mixed it all up, and then she got me some salmon, and this is what my lunch looks like. salmon mixed with brown rice and vegetables. I could eat this like for a week. So that's important too. If you're gonna commit to a challenge, unless you're already pretty much badass with your nutrition and you're eating well, try to eat good. Try to up the water intake. All the stuff. People make it more complicated than it is. Prepare your foods. Eat as much as you can. Eat your own food. Drink water. I like wine. I like beer here and there, but I don't really get shit faced ever. So just keep a life that is balanced, and everything else will fall into place. And hopefully, with these events, is creating habits that are gonna just keep you for the rest of your life if you're already not already there. Meaning that you're actively, getting out there running, you're actively working out, you're consistently eating clean, and it doesn't become a project. It doesn't become like a huge challenge. It just becomes your lifestyle. And if you guys remember, or seen my before and afters, yeah, I'm still 5'11", 185 pounds. I feel pretty good, stronger than ever. But I don't freaking work out like I used to. It's just that I stay moving. But yeah, who else was here? Saludos a mi padrino José Luis, Chicago in the house. La Máquina representando Alma. So ahí está. Man, hit me up if you guys are ready to register, ready to kick some fucking ass. Let's go.